Hey guys, what's up? So I'm going to talk about how to explain a project during interview. Okay. So I got a lot of mail saying that they want one video to saying that how to explain a project in the interview. So what happens whenever you are explaining project in the interview? First, talk about the architecture of the project. So when I say the architecture of the project means what are the layers you have in your project, right? So project does not mean that your UI layers. So let's say if I have to take an example of a common which everybody knows that Flipkart, the UI side of Flipkart is one layer. The second layer is the backend layer, the database. So database would be a second layer. The third layer is the inventory layer where their sales team will get all the orders which has been placed, right? So first explain about your project layer, whatever project you work for. So you say that like uh, my applications has three layers. The first layer is the UI front end, the second layer is the database, and the third layer is the inventory layer where we generate the report or invoice or whatever it may be. Then talk about your project. Say that my project has, so let's say if I have to say about the Flipkart, I will say my project has home page, product details page, basket page, billing and shipping page, and then payment page. So what happens, this is my flow of my project. So what happens, let's say if I have to buy a product, first I need to go to the product page, I need to select the product page. In the product page what we have is we have a size filter, we have a price filter, we have a color filter, we have a brand filter. So whatever we want to buy, we can apply a filter. So when we apply the filter, corresponding product will be displayed and we can click on the product which we want to buy it. Now once we click on the product, we go to the basket page where what we have is in the basket page we have multiple options where we can do a continue shopping, where we can buy, let's say we want to buy some other product, or let's say product we have selected but somehow we didn't like the product, so we can delete the product from the basket page. And let's say if you want to buy it, we can go for the next step which is nothing but checkout page. So uh, I mean billing and shipping address page. So once we move from the basket page to billing and shipping address page, there we need to supply the shipping address, because the shipping address is the one where product will get delivered, and we supply the address. So once we supply the address, we need to go for the payment page. In the payment page we have a multiple channel of payment. One we have net banking, credit card, debit card, MX, COD, and then we have some other integrations also based on your what your project has, and we select the payment mode, and the payment will get the product will get purchased, right? Now once the product will get purchased, what happens is we do have the integrations where we make sure that whenever customer buys any product, we send them a mail saying that so and so product you have bought, and this is the price, and this is the inventory. Like let's say you bought one item, right? So again, to do that, you need to have the integration with some other third party vendors. So let's say exact target is very famous for mail of any e-commerce site. So you say that we have a tie-up, we have an integration with the exact target. So what we do, we send the entire data to the exact target, and exact target will send the mail to the customer saying that these are the items has been placed, right? And this is your detailed summary. So that, and the detailed summary should match with what we purchased, right? Again, this purchase process we have lot more ways. Their customer can cancel the product, he can actually ask for the exchange, he can actually ask for the resize, right? So we have all the options. So that's how you should explain. Then you talk about your backend system. Like say that what happens is when we place the order, we have a database where we keep all the informations of the customers, the customer address, the customer order, and the which product which was placed, what was the price of the product. Talk about each and every line, right? Then say that what happens is we have our inventory team, the team we have a separate db altogether. That db we call it as a reporting db, and we fetch all the reports from that db. So how many product today has been placed, and what is the targeted date. Like in e-commerce site we have a lot of options. Let's say you want fast delivery, or you want in 24 hour delivery, or you want in 1 week, right? So you have multiple choice, multiple options you have. So we see that which is the product which we need to deliver today. So again, the inventory people, they will take the report. Based on the report, they will again, what they will do, they will get the product, right? So there may be two things. There may be the Flipkart itself, there'll be a warehouse where they have the product, or they will have a tie-up with the third party. So they will procure the product, and once they will procure the product, they will courier it. So again, you have integrations with the courier team, right? So what happens is, you will send your report to the courier team through software, as well as physically you will give them the product. So the courier team will deliver. Now, once the team will deliver, the delivery boy which will go to deliver the product, right? He takes a signatures. Remember, he takes a signature, and sometimes he will get your sign. So he has a device. He will update the device. The product has been delivered. The moment he will update the device, what happens? You do receive a notification saying that your product has been successfully delivered. So that's how the process happens. So no matter what product, what project you are working on, what project you are putting in your resume, make sure that you are explaining each and everything, like how the process starts, where ends, what are the process, what are the backend systems, and what are the third parties. So let's say if there is any third party integrations, talk about the third party integrations, right? That's what is the complete project is all about, right? Now coming back from automations perspective, what happens is, then they will ask you, so let's say you worked on this so and so site. So how many test cases you have designed? Say that roughly, let's say 200. If I have to say, I'll say 200 test cases I have designed, because there is no rn fast. It can be 200, it can be 500, it can be 100 also. Say that we have 200 test scripts which was automated, and we do have the functional test scripts, because we know that any applications cannot be automated entirely. Maximum automations what you can do is 60 to 70%. That is actually, if you are a very good automations engineer, you can go for 70%. There is no way you can do 100% automations. So we had this many scripts, and to run that, what we have done is, we had a Jenkins configurations. So based on the schedule, like we used to schedule our Jenkins jobs. So whenever we'll schedule, your the automations will execute, your regressions will execute. Now uh, maybe in interview they will ask you, did you use the grid concept, or did you use any parallel testing concept? If you have not used that, say that no. There is nothing wrong in saying no. Say that no, we didn't have grid concept, right? What we have done is, we have installed multiple Jenkins jobs in multiple VMs, and we used to trigger the test scripts in multiple VMs, and that's how we achieved the execution. And we had the configured email. So once our execution will get over, it will send an email to the recipient or a stakeholder which is required to be sent, right? So we'll send the report saying that automations has been executed. So that's how you can explain about the process and about the project. So I hope that this will give you some sort of idea how you should explain any project, right? And any applications. Even sometimes people, they will do ask you about the domain knowledge. So let's say e-commerce, they will ask you about what else you can do in the e-commerce. If you talk about the finance domain, what else you can do in the finance domains, right? Usually the people, they will not go much into deep, but yes, out of 10 interview, one interview you can face this. But 9 interview, they are not bothered much for your project. What they want is, this guy has worked or not, that's it. They are more interested into your automation skills, rather than just asking a project which you only know, right? Now a lot of time I get a mail saying that, please provide me a project. See, first of all, nobody can provide you a project. It's I mean, though it's, a very tough answer, but I have to say this, because any project whatever you see is made by a collection of people, 100 people, 50 people. They work on the project, they make a project. See the Flipkart, thousands of people, they are working on the project. Mintra, 500 people, they are working on the project. Amazon, 2000 people are working on the project. One person cannot make the entire project. First thing. Second thing, always I get a mail saying that, can you give me some real time scenario? There is nothing called real time. All automations whatever you do, it's a real time. Either you automate Flipkart, you automate Mintra, you automate some dummy site, everything is a real time. There is nothing called real time. Either you automate Facebook, or automate Gmail, or automate any site, all are real time. See, automations does not mean that site specific. Automations is a knowledge which you can automate any site. It's not about automating a Flipkart. It's not about automating a Mintra. It's about your knowledge. It's about how do you design a script, how do you design a framework, how do you execute your test scripts. That's what automations is all about, right? So automate any site you automate 50 scripts, you'll be very good into that, right? And then which project should I put in resume? Which project should I? You can put any project, right? Because even I can say that I work for Flipkart, nobody will catch me, right? What happens is Flipkart will have a lot of third party vendors, right? You can say that I work for XYZ vendors and we work for Flipkart. Nobody will question you. I will say I work for Mintra. Nobody will question me because there are a lot of outsourced people who they come to the office and they work for Mintra. In any, you go for any company, you go for any company, uh, you go for Walmart's. 80% of the employees they come from the Bipro and they work for Walmart. So they can say that there are a lot of company TechSafe. They go and they work for some other company. So you can always say that I work for this product and this is not my company, this is my client. You can say that this is my client, right? I work for this client and nobody will question you, believe me. You can say that I work for this client, and in your resume you can put any project which you are good in. Okay, so that's how I believe that it will help for a lot of freshers which they are trying to put, they are trying to go as a experience automations guy, right? Thank you guys, thank you for watching this. This video will be uploaded to my playlist, to the same playlist location.